Hi everybody, it's Jessica, the Silver State Stitcher. I'm back again. This time it hasn't been almost a year, so I think that's progress. We'll take it. It is pretty late tonight. So much stuff has happened. I'm gonna try and go over everything quickly because not everybody's here for the life update. Sometimes you just want cross-stitch stuff, and I totally get that because that's what I like to watch when I watch FLOSSTUBE. Okay, so last time I saw you guys, Sophia had just turned about 7 months old, and I got all excited because I was gonna post a video and then I was gonna try and get on a weekly schedule. And then about maybe 3 or 4 days later, we got a call from my mother-in-law that my father-in-law, who has been, or who had been ill with he had some lung issues that were discovered just about a year ago. And since then, he has been in the hospital pretty consistently since then. Actually, I think he probably only spent about maybe a week out of the hospital since last June. He ended up having 2 separate lung transplants because the issue was so severe. And in the end, he did end up passing away. It's been about a month since he passed. But what happened was, after I filmed that video, later that week, we got the call from my mother-in-law that he was failing, his health was failing, and that that my husband needed to be there, or she didn't ask. Obviously, he wanted to be there for his mom and to kind of help support her. She does not live near other family. It's just her husband, and Brian's younger brother, who's not a baby. He's like 22, but anyway, so my husband, it was right at the beginning of when everything was going into lockdown in terms of like pandemic stuff. So people were still home, and nobody was really flying. Obviously, we considered that an emergency, and Brian took the chance and flew there because we weren't sure how long he was going to be around, and obviously needed to be there as soon as possible. So he flew. And because I have the baby, obviously I didn't feel comfortable getting on an airplane with the baby at that time. My mom volunteered to drive with me and the baby to Florida because I didn't know how long, or we didn't know how long my husband was gonna need to be in Florida, and also, you know, helping his mom out. And luckily, with Brian's job the way it is, and my job being a stay-at-home mom, we have a lot of flexibility. So we wanted to take advantage of that and be able to be there to support his mom through a very difficult time. So, and also my mom's retired as well. So she and I drove. It took us about 4 days to get from Nevada to Florida. We drove really long days. Sophia was the best little car ride buddy ever. Really only got fussy, obviously, when she needed to eat. And we would just make sure we timed our drive so we could stop and feed her along the way. Made it there in pretty good time. While we were on the road, she learned finally how to crawl. When we got to where we were, we rented an Airbnb, and we were there for about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. And she crawled all over that Airbnb, everywhere. She crawled everywhere. So we went from leaving Nevada with a pretty sedentary, like you could kind of keep her in the same little area. She'd roll around a little bit, but she wouldn't get very far, to when we returned home after everything, she is unstoppable. We've had to baby-proof everything. It's been kind of an adventure. So yeah, so it's definitely very different from when you last saw her. She just did fantastic. She was super helpful for my mother-in-law, who needed a little bit of relaxation. I don't know how to explain it, but you know how a little kid kind of distracts you from other stuff that can be going on in the background. And you know, she was spending every day and every night basically at this hospital, and it was very stressful, obviously, to have to sit there and see her husband the way that he was at the time. And so you know, she really appreciated, or she said she really appreciated having Sophia there as a distraction. So we would meet them for lunch and for dinner and make sure that they got food, because I don't think they would have really gotten as much real food other than hospital cafeteria food if we hadn't been there to kind of help with that. That was our main job. My mom, the baby, and I were like the hunters and gatherers. We would collect the food and bring the food to them. Like I said, unfortunately, he did end up passing away. And that was very sad. And obviously, we were very bummed out about that. But the good news is that we know that he is at peace and not, you know, suffering anymore. And so that's fantastic. We're very happy that, you know, at least he's not suffering on the earth kind of thing. So then we decided to make a detour on the way back home. Brian convinced his mom, hey, we're gonna go through Oklahoma on the way home. We didn't have to go through Oklahoma, but we just went up a little bit and then over, stopped in Oklahoma. I had never met that side of his family. His mom's family still lives in Oklahoma, which is where she grew up. And so we took a drive up to Oklahoma, met all that side of the family, spent like almost 3 days there. And then we got in our car and drove, excuse me, back to Nevada. And my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law drove back to Florida. Yeah, that's what happened. And it took us 4 days to get back home again. And man, were we happy to be home. You know, there's nothing like being away to make you wish you were back at your own home. Obviously, it was a blessing that we were able to be there and be a help to her in that time of need. But very, very happy to be home. Very happy to see our house again. And it helped because Sophia had kind of started to she was having an issue with sleeping, more so than she had been beforehand. So it kind of messed up her sleep schedule, obviously changing time zones and different places. And, you know, we had her little pack and play that she slept in everywhere, but she just needed more consistency, in her little space kind of thing helps her be more relaxed. So then, let's see quickly, we got home. Husband had to leave on a business trip, so he ended up having to fly the following week. During that week, I finally just said, we need to do something about the sleep situation, and so committed to some sleep training, which for me is our first child, and I'm sure other people out there are like, yeah, duh. I did not anticipate how hard it would be to convince a small child that they need to sleep on a regular basis, and she has like extreme case of FOMO. She does not like missing anything at all. So she will try and fight you on staying awake all the time. That's probably my fault because I never wanted to put her down. I was always holding her when she was little and didn't want to put her in her bassinet barely ever. So I probably created that problem myself, but whatever. So we ended up, while he was gone away, my mom stayed with me. It's lovely that my mom lives like a mile away from us, and she is retired, and so she was able to spend that week that he was gone here with me. She was like my support person when Sophia was crying and I wanted to go in there and just pick her up. She kind of helped me just stick it out. And so now we're about a week and a half, no, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, no, 2 weeks past that. And now she goes to bed pretty effortlessly. She has a little bit of grumbling, but basically as soon as I put her into the crib now, she's awake, and then she rolls over on her tummy and she goes straight to sleep. And lately she's been sleeping from like about 8:30, 8 or 8:30 is usually when she goes to sleep. Just depends on how much nap time she got during the day. We still haven't figured out the nap thing. If you have suggestions on how to get a kid to nap, she's 9 months old. She still does not want to take naps, but she needs naps because otherwise she's a holy terror. Anyway, she goes to sleep about 8:30 and then she's up about 6, and usually she's up because she's hungry. So I'll feed her, nurse her, and then sometimes she'll snuggle in bed with me. Most times she snuggles in bed with me and falls asleep for another 2 hours. So she'll wake up about 9-ish, or close to 9. So anyway, for me, that is fantastic. If I thought I had sleep last video, I'm getting a ton of sleep this video. So yeah, so that's what's going on there. She is now 9 months old. She just turned 9 months on Monday. She crawls everywhere. She's pulled herself up several times up onto the couch and onto chairs and stuff like that in the living room. She still hasn't figured out how to get back down when she gets up. So that's an interesting situation. Generally she's up and then she eventually gets tired and she'll either sit down really hard, or earlier today she was doing this fun trick of pushing herself away from the chair and then kind of going backwards, landing on her bum and like laying down and fussing a little bit. She didn't actually hurt herself or anything. She just, I don't know what she thought was gonna happen when she free fell backwards. But so anyway, she is growing and changing every day. I swear she's starting to say more and more little things. We're now trying to work on getting her to eat more consistently solid food, because she kind of is like, I mean, other kids her age that I know are like gobbling up all their solid food trying to eat it, and she could kind of sometimes just drops it off the side of the high chair. She doesn't want to have anything to do with it. So I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so that is my little 10-minute update on our life. Oh, and I had a birthday since the last time I saw you guys. So now I'm the big old 38. Just marking down some notes. Anyway, so I turned 38 on the 8th of June. I've got some stuff in haul with some birthday present-y things that I thought was really cool. And I found something on Amazon that I can't remember if I showed you guys last time. I don't think so, because I think I had just gotten it right before we left for Florida. Okay, so I have everything laid out. I apologize in advance if I shake you guys. I'm gonna try and get this done as quickly as possible, because my husband, who's the sweetest man alive, is out on our patio enjoying the lovely evening air, and promised not to come back in here because it's weird to have somebody talking to themselves in a room by themselves. Yeah, so it's awkward, and I always feel super self-conscious, more self-conscious than I do when it's just me in here. So I told him, you just stay out there, I'll come get you in just a little bit. All right, so we are gonna start with haul, which we'll go over real quick. Let me show you the thing that I found on Amazon. And if I remember, I will try and put the link down below. So they are these glasses that have a little light. I'm trying not to blind you guys. And a little magnifier on it. Oops, I just closed it. It's like adjustable. I'm trying to find the best way to show you guys. It's adjustable, so you can move it up and down. These little nose things are kind of bendy and adjustable. I have my name on it because my mom has the exact same pair. She actually found them on Amazon first. It comes with a strap, and then it also comes with like sunglass ears, you know, kind of thing. Like it's interchangeable, so you can take this off and you can put the sunglasses. You can wear them like sunglasses. For me, it was like more painful because it felt like it was like the weight of it was pulling more forward. I prefer it with the band on, because then it's like being pulled towards you instead of falling down your nose kind of thing, because it's pretty heavy. So this comes also with a series of different magnifying ones. I had like the least magnifying one on for a while. I don't really need very much magnification for what I don't stitch on anything much higher than a 28 count. So 28 count, and then if it's something I've dyed, it's probably a little bit higher than that because it gets shrunk, I think, during the dyeing process. Anyway, but I have recently started stitching on black Monaco, and so I stepped it up a level to try it. So that's what's on there now. Anyway, these I will try and link below. Well worth it, totally reasonably priced, and I could not say enough nice things about it. It was perfect. Oh, and it comes with a little tiny glasses cleaner thing. All right, so there's that haul. I'm gonna do a quick little rundown. I don't even know how to pick this all up and show you guys. I have gone a little crazy. This is also why my husband can't be back here, because he doesn't need to know everything. But I stumbled across, I can't remember where I heard about it, but it's Ritterine's Cross Stitch and Fabric Supplies on Facebook. It's a Facebook page, and she posts when what she's selling on there. You can comment or message her. I think she prefers messaging on different things. And what caught my eye was that she had Monaco by the yard. And I was like, say what? I've never seen that before. And I love stitching on Monaco. Priscilla and Chelsea, you've made a convert of me. I love stitching on Monaco. I didn't know how much I would love stitching on Monaco until I started stitching a couple years ago after watching Priscilla and Chelsea, and was like, this is fantastic, I could do this. But it is kind of a pain in the butt that you used to be able to only find it in the roll, at like Michael's or Joann's. No, I think mostly Michael's where I found it. But anyway, and then now you can't even get it at Michael's, so you have to order it from Fat Quarter Shop also carries it. So I've been ordering it from there, but you only get like a little tiny piece. And it's usually white or cream. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I just was really excited when I found out that she has it by the yard. She didn't have a whole lot of color choices. So I'll show you a couple of the color options that she had. I don't know, I can't speak to what she has now because I've bought a ton of fabric at this point, but I bought this like dove gray color, which kind of is, to me, looks less gray and more light blue, but she says it's dove gray. That's fine. I like it. It's light enough that I think, I haven't tried it yet, but I think if I wanted to dye like a yard of this, I've got several yards over here, a yard of this, like a different color that I wanted to try, that this would take it probably pretty easily, but we're gonna test out a couple pieces. I bought some new RIT dye today that I will try that out on. So there's that. I know she has more of this rose color. It's hard to see. It's a dusty kind of mauve. It's really pretty. I think if I had the right project, I might use this. I didn't get very much of that, but I like that. She says that I bought the very last yard that she had of like the off-white Monaco that she had, so that was pretty exciting. And then I have a massive, I'm not even gonna pick it up, thing of black Monaco that I ordered from her, mostly because I keep seeing Chelsea and Priscilla stitch on black Monaco, and I was like, yeah, I think I'd like that better. I've gotten, you know, kits from Fat Quarter Shop with the black or the chalkboard Ada, and I have finished projects on it and I like it. I just don't prefer to stitch on Ada. It's not as, like, I don't find it as fun. I have to force myself to like finish those projects. So I got the black Monaco with the intent to do more of the Priscilla and Chelsea, like What's in My Cup series. I love those. Those are my favorite, or cupful. Yeah, no, it's What's in My Cup. I did get a bunch of those, the PDFs. And I'll show you, one of those is in my WIPs section, so I'll show you that one, but I can't wait to get a bunch of those finished and start mounting them. Right now, I just feel like I'm not in the mood for FFOing things. I've just been trying to, you know, use my spare time when the baby's not up to work on projects. Nice thing about the Ritterine's place, first of all, quick shipping, really reasonably priced for what you're getting. She has a whole, if you don't need to have specifically Monaco, she has a ton of other fabric and other notions and stuff like that. And every order that I've ever gotten from her, she always includes like other fabric remnants. So, you know, something that if I see something else that I decide I want to get, and then recently she offered up like these crazy grab bag boxes, and I was like, how bad could that be? Awesome. All of these are different counts of Ada, which I might try, but I love, look at how pretty this blue is. And that blue, there's black, all sorts of colors. And I've never even seen a green like this before, but Wouldn't that be cute for like a little Christmas one? Anyway, so there's all that. Quite a stack over here of those fabrics. She even included like a, let's see, in this last order, she included Charles Craft Designs for Cross Stitch, The Magic of Christmas. I don't know when this is from, but it looks pretty 90s, possibly. Looking to see if it says in the back. Nope, but anyway, I thought it was pretty cute. I'll thumb through it. I might make something from this. There's some pretty cute stuff, and of course, there's just really cool stuff. I'm not gonna look at it while I'm on camera right now, but so yeah, got an assortment of different fabrics that I can play with or try as time allows. So that's that. I got my Truckin' Along August from the Fat Quarter Shop because I'm in this club still. Let's see. Let's do a little birthday haul. So I don't think I mentioned in this video, but if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I quilt and sew and cross stitch. So my mom got me this really awesome Stiletto pressing tool by Annie. She says it's imperative that I have this. My mom has every tool under the sun at her house, but when she came over to sew with me the other day, she's like, how do you not have this? So anyway, she got me that for my birthday. She got me this sassy clip, which clips onto the side of your sewing table, and then you have a place to put your cup for when you have a beverage in your sewing or crafting area. And then I got a new set of magnets and pins because she was upset that I did not have a magnetic pin holder. And then last but not least, and my most favorite thing, is Spelling Bee by Lori Holt of Bee in My Bonnet. Love this. And I also have some haul. Oh, I forgot to grab it. I did a little bit of quilt shopping when we were going cross country, actually when we were coming back from cross country. And so my plan is to make Sophia and any future babies a quilt with the alphabet and some of these pictures, maybe make the sampler on the front. But I have, let me grab it real quick. You're gonna see a mess back here, but hold on one second. It is really hot back here because I hope the fan is not too loud, but it is unbearably hot back here if you don't have the fan going. All right, so we were in Joplin, Missouri, which is right near the Oklahoma area that we were in. And we happened to stop in Bittersweet Quilts in Joplin, Missouri. Let me see if I can hold that up so you guys can see. Super cute, tons of fabric, like really good selection. I think it's owned by a husband-wife. He does like sewing machine repair, it looks like in the back. He has like a whole shop and everything, and then all the fabric up front. It was very, very cute. We were the only people in there. But I bought this big, huge stack of, I think it's Moda. Let's see, maybe it says on here. No, it just says Fat Quarter Pack 36. So anyway, I thought this was so pretty. It's like the rainbow color assortment of 30s reproduction fabrics, and I love 30s reproduction fabrics, but I thought those would be good primary colors to do that alphabet quilt from. So I will put that over here. We stopped in, I want to say Tulsa on the way back. Does it say on the back of this? No. Darn it, I don't remember the name of the place, but I just really liked this. It's called My Redwork Garden. Let me see if I can hold it up. And let me see if I can show you It's just red and white, white on whites, red and white, all sorts of, I got a jelly roll, and then I bought all their little, I can't remember what these are called. These are mini charms, sorry. I knew they weren't charm squares, but I don't know what that project's gonna be, but I just fell in love with it and I thought, I can't not have that. And then on the way back through, I think we were in Arizona. It was before we got to Winslow, Arizona, which we stopped at. I might insert a picture later. From the Eagle song, Winslow, Arizona. And we stopped at a town right before that. I can't think of what the name of the town was. Does it say on the back of this? No, of course not. And I picked up a layer cake, Vive la France, Moda by French General. I just loved, let me see, I'm trying to figure out what the best way to show you guys all these. Like that, I guess. I just thought they were so, I thought all the fabrics were so pretty. So I bought a charm pack and a layer cake, and I figure I gotta do my part to support all these local quilt shops and cross stitch places. Oh my gosh, let me tell you, if you live near or around Conway, Arkansas, you are living my dream life, because we stopped at a little, sorry, there's a hair on me, at a needle workshop in Conway, Arkansas. I thought I'd died and gone to heaven. They had, and I forgot to pull those patterns. You see, it's been forever and I forgot to pull those things for stash. I'll do it next time. But I got so many super cool charts. Man, what is the name of that place? I'm gonna have to find it and I will try and remember to put it here. Because it was fantastic. First of all, we got there and we didn't know, you know, as you go from state to state, every state was different in terms of what was closed and what was open, because everybody's at different stages. So we get to Arkansas and it turns out they weren't really opening like quilt shops and cross stitch shops and that sort of thing, because they're non-essential until, which I beg to differ, I think they're pretty essential, but they weren't opening them until like the following Monday, and we were there like on a Thursday or a Friday. So we were really close to being the day that they were gonna open. And this particular shop happened to have opened just for these women that had called ahead and drove up from Louisiana specifically to go to the shop. And once we went in and saw how amazing the shop was, I totally understand why they drove all the way. I think it was like 8 or 9 hours they drove just to come spend the day at the shop. Gosh, it's gonna bother me. I can't think of the stinking name of the place. Anyway, they were fantastic. First of all, the shop attendant was super helpful. We got there and tried to get in and she was like, no, we're not open. And she opened the door to tell us that, obviously. And we're like, is there any way that we can come in? I promise we're gonna spend money. We're passing through. We would love to see, you know, if we could purchase something from you guys. And so she let us in. We obviously wore our masks and, you know, we're social distancing from other people, except for those in our party, obviously. But she was super helpful. The whole place was set up perfectly. Like the second you were like, wonder where this is, you could look up and easily see either hanging from ceilings or on top of the display, big letters, like what was in that area. It was very clearly defined. This is here, this is here, this is here. Very logical setup kind of to where you would find things. They had tons of finishing things. Mom got a clipboard or something like that to finish some monthly series on. My mother-in-law, who does not cross stitch or craft or anything like that, ended up finding this really cool, like a project bag, but she's not gonna use it for project bags. She found these like envelope project bags that she's gonna use to organize some of her papers that she has to deal with now that she's trying to get her, you know, there's a lot of paperwork involved after a loved one passes. So she decided that was something nice that she loved the pattern on and that would make her happy in a time. There's a lot of not so happy stuff going on. So that was amazing. She found something there. I bought a cross stitch project that I want to work on for her because it reminds her of her husband, and you know, it's very sentimental. Anyway, I will have to find those and put that together for a different floss tube. I'll do a separate, like, just highlighting the shop kind of video. I think that's what I will do, because I cannot remember what the name of it is off the top of my head. I can see the shop. It's beautiful. The room with the floss was like walking into paradise. It was fantastic. And I said to the lady as I was checking out, I spent quite a bit of money in there. I said, oh, this is so sad because we're never going to be back here again. Like, when is the next time I'm going to be driving through Arkansas from Nevada? It's unlikely. She lets me know not to worry because everything in their store is online. And I was like, fantastic. So I can't wait to order something from them from online. They were so wonderful. The only chart that I didn't get there, I found they had a stash of Lizzie Kate stuff, and I love Lizzie Kate, so went through, got a couple things from the Lizzie Kate stash. Let's see, what else? Oh, I asked her about my new unicorn chart, thanks to Priscilla and Chelsea. Well, thanks to Priscilla doing Silver Creek Samplers, my Christmas list. Every week she shows that. I'm like, I have got to do that. And now that I have more Monaco that's big enough, long enough to do it, now I can do it. Now I want to play around with coloring, you know, dyeing some of this Monaco to try and get a cool color to do it on or something like that. But I really wanted to find that pattern. Unfortunately, she was really sweet. She could go over to her computer, look it up, find out if they had it, and she would let us know if it was in stock or not. Anyway, she didn't have it. They did at one point have it, but it wasn't in stock at the time. So unfortunately, I didn't get to buy it there. But not to worry, because lately I kind of got a little carried away on Jen's stitching niche. It's not my fault. What happened was I was getting ready for Jolly July, and we'll get to that in just a second. And in the process of getting ready for Jolly July, realized I needed certain fancy flosses. And as much as I love Fat Quarter Shop, it just takes forever right now. And I totally understand why. But Jen's stitching niche on Etsy, amazing. And always the fastest shipping time. So I wanted to go through her because I knew I could get them in time for Jolly July to start, and I would have the threads that I needed. I know that there's a lot of classic colorworks and just fancy flosses that are hard to come by right now because nobody has them, basically. So there were two colors that in the end she didn't end up having. But while I was on there, I was like, well, I need this thread. So I got the thread, and then I was like, well, I don't really want to pay for shipping, so maybe I'll just combine some charts until I get to the free shipping. And then I went a little bit over, because then they had the Silver Creek sampling my Christmas list, so I had to have it. So I got that. And yeah, so my two shops, or three shops that I'd like to recommend: the one in Conway, Arkansas. If you live in Conway or around there, I'm sure you're shouting at the screen telling me exactly who or what that name of that shop is, but it was fantastic. Ritterine's Cross Stitch and Fabric Supplies on Facebook, and then Jen's Stitching Niche on Jen's Stitching Niche. It's a tongue twister on Etsy. She's fantastic. She's also a floss tuber, and now, of course, my mom brain has like sunk into oatmeal, and I have no idea what her name is. She's in Mississippi. She's very fun to watch. I love watching her stuff. Yeah, so anyway, all right, let me get back on track to my list. So we're done with haul. We're gonna move on to finishes. Yes, all right, so we'll go through this. So we've got Lizzie Kate, fall sampler. I think I have like two more of these little fall squared. Sorry, not fall sampler, fall squared. I have two more of these snippets to do. I haven't FFO'd I FFO'd Boo for Halloween, but I have to do all the other ones that I've done. I just finished fall. It took me a while because I messed up these. I think those are called eyelet stitches. I'm not positive. Somebody's probably gonna tell me, but of course it's a little fuzzy. I did not follow exactly the colors. I kind of stitched from whatever colors I had available. I think this is the called for. This is not. These are Classic Color Works. This is DMC. And on the pumpkins on the picture, they have like little stripes. I just didn't like the little stripes, so I didn't put those stripes on there. And my little pattern, I don't know what happened to the little button that's on there. I think it's a bird. Yeah, I don't have it, but I don't like putting buttons on. It's too fussy for me. So that's that. And then this other Lizzie Kate seasons, I have already completed and FFO'd spring, summer, and autumn. I hadn't done winter, but now I have. So there it is. This is with called for DMC on coffee tea dyed Monaco that I did myself. Sorry, my lips are super chapped. I'm just now noticing that. All right, this is Lizzie Kate Snowy String. I love these strings. They're my favorite. They're so easy, so fast, and they turn out, I can't wait to FFO all of these. I just have to get the right stuff. And this is all stitched with called for. Okay. Yeah, I love it. Oh, and this is on the, what Ritterine called Dove Gray, but it just looked like ice blue to me. So I hope that's showing up on the video, the right color. But yeah, stitched from stash, or stitched with called for on Dove Gray Monaco. Really, really cool. All right, then this is the Lizzie Kate, what is this? Spring string, sorry. Spring string, I keep calling it Easter string, but that's not what it is. This is also stitched with called for DMC, and this is on fabric that I had originally planned to do the winter string on, but then I started doing the floss toss and I didn't like it, so I did this with called for DMC. I'm sorry, it's super wrinkly. I hope that's showing up okay. Like the color, there we go, that's better. That's kind of the color. It looks bluer on the screen. It's more green in person. But anyway, it's pretty toasty on that side. Again, I coffee tea dyed over. It was originally white, and then I used aquamarine Rit dye to lightly dye it, and then coffee tea dyed over that with the Priscilla and Chelsea method. Sorry. I don't have very much natural light because it's like 10 o'clock at night. 9:30 probably. All right, and then last but not least, this is my last finish. It's Every Heart Beats True, or Every Heart, sorry, by Country Cottage Needleworks. Love this. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. My mom is mad about sheep. She loves sheep. She thinks sheep are amazing. She has sheep everywhere in her house. And I just saw this and thought this was super stinking cute. And talk about super easy. And I think I used, let me just check and see. Yeah, I think I used, what do I feel like? Morning Glory is not the color that I used. I think I used denim blue or something like that. Or cornflower blue or something like that. It was just a blue that I had around that was Classic Color Works. So I think I used a different blue. But everything else is licorice red. And what was the green? I don't know what color I used for the green. I was gonna say it was all stitched with called for, but I don't think so. Anyway, also on 28 count Monaco coffee tea dyed by myself. And I have a plan for what to finish that on. I think I'm gonna finish it on this tin that I got. It's kind of patriotic, but we'll see. All right, so now we're on to whips. We're already at about 40 minutes, so we will do this as quickly as possible. All right, So most of the WIPs that are going on right now are leftover from Mania. So some are really close to being done and some just aren't. Heart in Hand, Bird in the Hand, Autumn. This is being stitched with Called For DMC, except for the letters, which I'm using Trail Dust by Classic Colorworks. Oh, excuse me, sorry. There's a pin in there, or my needle's still in there, but on 28 count coffee tea dyed Monaco. This is actually going kind of quickly. I'm missing a couple of the DMC, so I have to, I'm sure there's somewhere, because I bought all the thread. It's probably in a different project, and I just don't know where that project is right now. This is Welcome to the Forest, Raccoon and Friends by Country Cottage Needleworks. I don't know why that's a tongue twister right now. And I'm almost done. I just don't have the owl's face, which again is a DMC color that's somewhere in my stash, but I can't find it right now. And then I also have to do the little French knots for the eyes and the mushrooms, but everything else is called for. And so I just need to find that last little bit of DMC and then also watch some YouTube and figure out how to do French knots, because I've never done those before. So we'll see. This is not a WIP. It did not get started. I got a little off track being in Florida for basically 3 weeks. So this, hold on, I don't want to show you the pattern, but I do want to show you the picture. So give me 1 moment. I apologize for all this. This is the PDF for Old Glory. And this is being stitched with, I think, the called fors, because I had, I think, all of them. And this would go much faster, except I feel like even with those little glasses, if it's too late, my eyes are just too tired and I just can't see the holes. Ooh, excuse me. Pardon me. And the problem is not so much seeing the holes as it is, I just get tired, and I did mess up on one section that I had to already pick out, and so I don't want to do that again. But once I get a good Saturday going, I could probably finish this in that day. It'll go quickly. I really like this series. What's in My Cup? That's right. What's in My Cup? Very, very cute. I have almost every other one of the patriotic ones. I love patriotic stitching. That's probably one of my favorites. My favorite genres is patriotic stitching. Between patriotic stitching, Halloween, and Christmas, I've got a lot. All right, this is Tired Trio, or Tired Trio by Plum Street Samplers. And I have just the bottom. I've never started from the bottom. For some reason I started from the bottom. I don't know why. So working on that. This, I don't think I've made much, I've never made any progress since last time I showed you guys. Home is where is our safe haven, I think. It's by Little Stitch Girl. It's a freebie. Yeah, I'm not gonna show you the pattern. I realize it's a freebie, but there's nothing really to see. It's just a working pattern. Then this, I pulled this one back out, is Harvest Chockful, and I cut the fabric and I started on the small, and I might actually, I don't know if I'm gonna finish on this or if I'm gonna switch over to, because I haven't gotten very far obviously, but I have already cut fabric, so maybe I'll just finish this one on there. Yeah, then I'm gonna finish all of them on there. I already have done one on that Ada. All right, I'm gonna stop talking now. Wear Wool by October House Fiber Arts. Also another sheep inspired purchase that I got because I thought the colors were beautiful and I thought my mom would really like it. So I'm almost done with this one. There's like little odds and ends. I think there's, yeah, just a couple little odds and ends. Anyway, it's got my mom's initials because you can customize it, and I decided to put her initials in there. Let's see. This one I know I didn't make any progress on, so I'm not even gonna show it to you. This one I started when we were in Florida. This is with the call for colors. It's Where Liberty Dwells with a needle and thread, and I'm doing this one first. I'm gonna do this one next. I just didn't have enough fabric to do both dyed at the time, and I really like this one. I love this section. I'm done with all of the inside stuff because I just couldn't wait. So I finished all that. All I have to do is finish the outside sections. So, however, I don't know if I just didn't know this because I'm sort of newer, I guess. But did you know that you're not supposed to like stitch white after dark colors or red colors or something like that because of bleeding? I didn't know that. And I was just watching some floss earlier this week and somebody was going on about that, and I was like, what are you talking about? But now I'm concerned because I've done a ton of the red, and I have to go back and do the, where's the picture for this one? Oh, there's got to be a picture in here. This is the Halloween House Trio. Waxing Moon Designs. I haven't gotten very far. I can't even remember which house I'm trying to do. Just done a little bit of the border and the bottom bunting area. This is on coffee tea dyed 14 count, no, maybe 14 count Ada. And I think I'm doing mostly just what I had in my stash. Colors wise, I was trying to be really good about not purchasing any more floss. I think the difference is instead of, I don't know what the black color is supposed to be on the border, but I am using Blackbird. It's like black brown, kind of looks like wrought iron. So I like that. I thought that looked really good. Anyway, that's, I'm gonna do just like Nicole and do a little thread show for you. I just think all those colors look amazing together. I'm pretty sure I just made up. And then the ones I had the DMC for, I picked those just in case I decide to use some of those. I haven't shown you the thread on any of the other ones. I don't know why I got silly and decided to do it there. All right, so that's the end of the WIPs. Now on to Jolly July. I'm gonna try and go a little bit quicker because we're approaching an hour. And I feel like you guys are probably tired of watching me. All right, so we've got, I think I have 8 total projects, and I think I'm gonna try and keep it at that. I might add a start on the Silver Creek Samplers, my Christmas list when it comes, but it's just gonna depend on the flosses. If I think I have a good bunch of them, so we'll see. We've got Prairie Schooler, Santa 2019. I don't have any of the fabric pulled yet, but I have some of the DMC pulled. This is in a That's So Kelly Co. I can't remember what these are called. Somebody's gonna tell me, and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, duh. Anyway, I just like these. They're real easy for like little projects. Sorry about the snaps. This is the Snowman Pocket Round. I won this in a raffle from Priscilla and Chelsea. It was very exciting. This is, I think, is gonna go on that Dove Gray Monaco, I think. Depends on how my fabric dyeing experiment goes, if I decide I wanna do it on something else. This, oh, and so far those are just called for DMCs. Because I don't really see the point sometimes in using the fancy floss if it's really, really tiny. I might change out the red though on that Prairie Schooler, because the red for some reason on the Prairie Schooler, very brick red. And I kind of like a much brighter, more vibrant Santa color. Anyway, Hands-on design, Noel, and I'm gonna try and do these with the Priscilla color conversion, so making it red, because when I decorate for Halloween, we have red, black, and white. Our stockings are red. I have a bunch of Ray Dunn ornaments that are white and black, and then I have like buffalo plaid, red and black, other stuff. Basically, this is what my Christmas house looks like. This, and then all these colors as well. So, all right, so there's that. Square dance. This is one, I think this is one. Yeah, I got this at the stitch shop in Conway, Arkansas. And I have some DMC and some Classic Colorworks, all the called for those. I've ordered some DMC from an Etsy shop because I didn't want to have to go fuss with picking DMC at Michael's or Joann's right now. All right, let's see. Lizzie Kate. I think this might have been from Conway as well. No, I can't remember. Tiny Tidings 21, I guess. And I'm not sure which one of these I'm going to start. I like all these little tiny ones, and I think I might make a couple of these little tiny ones, or maybe I'll just do this. I want to make one for my mother-in-law, and then one for I have a mother-in-law, and my husband's got a stepmother, so she's also my mother-in-law. There's two of them. And I thought, I can't think of what else to get them for Christmas, and I think that would be something they might enjoy, as opposed to just buying them some random gift. So anyway, and this is also a square dance by Heart and Hand, and I think I'm going to start with the Angels Joy on that one. The other one, I think I was going to do the wrap one. Lizzie Kate yet again. Try not to be surprised. I just thought this was going to be a quick one. I love doing letters because it goes so quick and all of a sudden you're done. I might actually do both of these. I have to go through and dye some fabric for all of these projects in order for me to get exactly what I want. So that's why the fabric's not already in here, but basically going to call for DMC, excuse me. I'll probably do this guy first because it'll go quickly, and then start on that one. And I bet I can get both of those probably done in July. And last but not least, and then you can go about the rest of your night or day, I don't know when you're watching this, is another hands-on design in the super fancy, excuse me, Target dollar spot pouch that I got like 100 years ago, it seems like. It's the hands-on design Christmas Eve. I just love this one on the tier tray. I think it's so pretty. And with the red house that Priscilla finished it in, or did hers in, I'm gonna do the same thing for this one. I love it. I think this is pretty too. Maybe I'll redo this one for my mom. My mom does these colors for her house at Christmas, kind of like bluey colors. Let me do another, what is this, Nicole's Needlework, little fabric twist, or sorry, can't speak, thread twist with the Classic Colorworks. It's not very many on here because I'm waiting for other ones to come in. This is what I ordered from Jen's Stitching Niche on Etsy, was the remaining threads that I needed. And I only bought one set of it because obviously I have the other, what am I trying to say? Pattern with the same colors that are required for both. I just have like the basics, like hickory sticks and bamboo are in there. Or sticks and twigs, I don't know. One of those ones. Anyway, let me look down at my notes here. Yeah, I think that's everything. So if you're still watching, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Hopefully you don't mind listening to me babble on about my baby and my husband and everything. I try and keep that short and sweet because I know my favorite part, I mean, I like hearing about other people's lives too, but my favorite part is watching everybody's projects and finding out what they're doing, what they're working on, because then I find other things that I need to do and work on as well. So I will say good night and hope that everybody's doing well. If you have any questions, like the other floss tubers always say they get questions about stuff. I don't know, ask me a question if you have a question. I'm gonna also insert, I finished working on, of course I don't have the picture here. Do I? Oh, I don't think I do. If you're a quilter, you might know about this pattern. It was out maybe 10 years ago, maybe more than that, maybe it's 15 years ago. It's called Yellow Brick Road. It's a really good one. I've made it before. When you want to do a quick quilt and you have a large assortment of like a fabric line or whatever, and you want to highlight those fabrics, I decided to do it out of course, Orchard, I think is the name of it. It's a Moda, hold on, by, I could probably tell you, excuse me, April Rosenthal of Prairie Grass Patterns for Moda. And these are some of the colors in the quilt. These are like the extra bits and blocks and stuff that I didn't end up using for the, but I just think it's super pretty. It's a surprise for my mother-in-law. Was supposed to be just a Mother's Day gift, but then of course we were gone and in Florida for Mother's Day. And she has 3 sets of grandchildren. We have our little Sophia. His sister has 3 children and his brother has 2. And so I will insert a picture of that quilt here. And so anyway, I just have to finish quilting it, and which is what you see in the picture is the quilting machine that we have at my mom's house. I have to finish quilting it, binding it, and then I'm going to either send it with my husband back to Florida because he has to go probably again in the next couple months. He's gonna go for work. He has to be there in that area nearby where she lives in Florida. Or we may just ship it to her, but it's got pictures of the 3 sets of grandchildren, and then I'm waiting for an email from my 2 sister-in-laws. They were gonna have the kids write like a note or something for Mima to put on, that I'm gonna print and put as the quilt label for the back. And since Sophia doesn't know how to write yet, or really how to dictate a letter, we're going to just put kind of what she's into. She's 9 months old, she likes to crawl and drool and put everything in her mouth and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I thought she would like that. Right now she lives in Florida and all of her grandchildren live across the United States, and 1 set of grandchildren live over in England. So they're not close at all. None of us are very close to her geographically right now, so I thought she might enjoy that. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. I promise this is my real final goodbye, and I hope you have a great night. Talk to you later. Hopefully see you in another month.